Hello, everybody. It is Monday the 9th of June, I believe. Most likely, yes. I've been mostly sleeping again. I've been so exhausted because of worrying about my wife. She's been sleeping a lot too. There's also things like been watching stuff about some new video games. But for the most part, I've just been a combination of anxiety, depression, anxiety, and tiredness. So anyway, hope you guys are all having a great day. I'm hoping that you'll enjoy that from now on Saturday. I'm going to make those story videos. If not, just ignore them. I know that I say it many times. I don't do this for anyone except for me, God, and my wife. It's to keep track of a lot of things, but also to talk about a lot of things. And I believe that this is my way of giving something to God in a weird way. So, I know at some point I'm sure I'm going to repeat topics. So if that happens, that happens. Today I wanted to talk about, there's this spectrum of Christians, the variety when it comes to the concepts and ideas of miracles in the Bible. And the best example of this is the story of David and Goliath. On one side, or the most extreme one, is you have a child, just some random child, passes by, decides to go against Goliath, and everyone's like, no, you can't beat him, but he does it anyway. And he prays to God, and God magically, mythically, miraculously helps him kill Goliath. Just magically, it's a miracle that he is able to hit Goliath, and Goliath falls over, and then he kills Goliath. Then you got all the way to the other side, and it says David was a man who had skill and ability, and he knew what he was doing. That he had fought against lions and bears and stuff. He knew what he was doing. And so when he went up against Goliath, he wasn't just randomly, he knew exactly what to do. He went, aimed, and it hit exactly where he thought it was going to hit. If you look at it at a logical perspective, you could see it completely logical, but you could also take the whole situation and turn it into miracle. So where do we stand? Like I said, spectrum. But when we look at the situations in the world around us and what we expect and what we want, whether we're Christians or not, do we look at religion? Do we look at life? Do we separate those things? Do we say everything has a logical reason? There's a certain amount of belief, or there's a belief that you could make. Let me say it again in proper ways. Just give me a second. Brain, I'm trusting on you. There is a way that you can take every single thing in the Bible and find a logical conclusion to it that is not miraculous. Almost everything. There's some that, for the most part, it might take a little bit of work, a little bit of, knowledge and understanding and thought beyond the normal. But almost every single thing in the Bible you could justify in some ways. All the miracles that he did, there could be a logical reasoning of how the miracles that Jesus did. Whether it's whatever he happened to do to the individual person actually was legitimately curing them, or that they just happened to be cured at the moment. On the other hand, you can take it far to the extreme, and you can make it out as if every single moment of every single thing has a miraculousness to it. But then you get into our time period and the world we live in and what we're used to and everything around us. And it's hard to contextualize it in either of those ways. Despite how much people want everything in the world to be logical, the moment you're around people, they're random. There's no rhyme or reason necessarily about how people act. And despite how much knowledge we have, there's so many things in this world that just seem to happen. We always call it luck. On the other hand, if we get up into that miraculous ideology, we find ourselves in a hole whenever it doesn't come the way that we expect it to. So, anyway, now that I've blabbered on for a while, take a moment and think about what I just said. And then I'll get back to doing whatever I was doing before. And you won't know. Maybe I should make these outros shorter.